Hey, what is up guys? It is Silver Sun here and today I'm going to be giving you guys my review on the Samurai Jack Season 5 Episode 8. Alright, so this episode pretty much starts off in space of all places to where there's this big rectangular spaceship thing flying around until it gets hit by a bunch of asteroids, and so pretty much it falls down onto Earth, and that's pretty much going to be where the second half of the episode takes place at. Meanwhile, Jack and Ashi are pretty much just enjoying themselves, just walking around, eating food and whatnot, just kind of having a good time so far. And then pretty much they get onto this big camel thing, and they're pretty much in this one room together, and it's kind of an awkward scene, at least for the characters. Jack and Ashi are kind of squished in because there's lots of other people in there and whatnot, and they're kind of touching, holding hands and stuff like that. So obviously that's building up to something. Getting a little intense, well, not intense, but just um they're pretty much just nudging, hinting at something that's later to come, and I'll let you know what I think about that when we get to that part. But pretty much lots of a few innuendos there and stuff like that, uh until pretty much the people in the, I don't know what you call it, the the place, the transportation thing that they're in, pretty much they're out to kill Samurai Jack, and so pretty much they have to fight all of them off, and they're pretty much all these cat fighters and whatnot, and they have these letters on their shirts and stuff like that, which I thought was kind of cool. They formed some words out of it and stuff like that. I thought it was pretty funny, kind of. Um, and so pretty much Ashi and Jack pretty much battle all of them and whatnot together and stuff like that. Almost like they were dancing, they were coming together and doing combo attacks, you could say, and stuff like that, using each other uh to take them out and stuff like that, until pretty much they rush out and they get out of there, and pretty much because it's a little too much for them, so they pretty much jump out of there, and then they pretty much go uh do their own thing. They're pretty much traveling together. They walk to this island. It's a pretty cool island. I think it's really small though, but pretty much they're just drinking water and stuff like that. Uh Jack pretty much makes a little makeshift, I don't know what it's called though. That little hat they had back in the previous seasons, he kinda makes that. But it's I don't know, it's kinda a brownish, reddish kinda color. I don't really know my colors very well, but hopefully this picture shows you what it looks like um better. But pretty much he makes that for both of them, actually. Just being nice and stuff like that. And so basically they're walking, and then there's a sandstorm coming up, and they pretty much need somewhere to hide out from it, obviously, until they come across that spaceship that fell earlier, and they pretty much they go into it, and they're pretty much looking around, just exploring their surroundings and whatnot, until they pretty much realize that this is some kind of prison ship. And so pretty much it looks like all the prisoners escaped, so you obviously know what's going to happen next. And so pretty much that's kind of what happens. um they're pretty much walking around until this a leech thing, this little alien bug type thing comes up, and it pretty much bites Ashi. And so pretty much Jack sucks the venom out and stuff like that, which I thought was pretty cool. And so they're pretty much wandering around until more of those things come out of nowhere, and they pretty much have to fight them off. And then um it gets to be too much for them and stuff like that. And so pretty much they just run out try to escape, try to get their bearings again, until pretty much they go into like this weaponry kind of room, to where there's like all these weapons around them and stuff like that, and they're pretty much trying to find a way to fight off that creature, that monster. And so Jack's pretty much looking at this little video that's explaining and telling him how to defeat it. But before he can get the most important part of the video, until he can listen to that, pretty much she pretty much messes it up. Like, it was kind of funny, in my opinion. Like, he was like looking at the video, and then she like did something in the background. She was like sorry, and then he just went back to the video. But by then he missed the most important part of it, and so pretty much he has this device that he doesn't know how to use. And so basically, they both go off a second time to fight that monster. And so pretty much they're trying to fight it off as best they can, while Jack and, well, both of them actually try to figure out how to use the device, but it's just not working. And the monster is pretty much getting a hold of them, pretty much overpowering them to the point where she gets naked again, which I thought was kind of funny. Like the little like censorship thing they were doing with like Jack's sword and stuff like that, getting in the way of her private parts and stuff like that. And pretty much Jack, he was like blushing and like being all like kind of like classic Jack, basically, like how he would probably react in that kind of situation. But I mean, they're on Adult Swim now, so I don't really see what the big deal is there. But pretty much, he puts his robe. I don't think it's called a robe. I know it's not. I'm pretty sure he called it something else. He said what it really was. I just forgot. But pretty much he puts it over her to, block out any unnecessary stuff to be seen. At least for him. So pretty much, they're pretty much fighting the monster, but they pretty much get caught by it. And then the last second, like in the last ditch effort, he actually uses the device, the machine, to pretty much defeat the monster, and they all get zapped and like destroyed and whatnot, one by one and stuff like that. They pretty much like have all that like venom on them and stuff like that, but it disappears and it goes away and stuff like that. And they're pretty much just standing there huffing and puffing until they kiss. Actually, spoiler alert, probably should have started off with that, but it was quite a surprise, at least for me. I know that they were leading up to something, but I didn't think it was like that. You know what I mean? Like, I always thought their relationship was gonna be kind of like a mentor and student, or like a daughter and father kind of relationship right there. Especially since Jack was like avoiding like almost like any kind of like intimate like kind of moments with her and stuff like that. Every time something got awkward between them, or they just like got close like physically and whatnot, he would kind of like just shy away from it and just like kind of try to avoid it. But I guess like instincts took over by the end of this episode, and they pretty much start making out. And then there's like this song in the background. It pretty much blacks out for like a few seconds or whatnot, and it goes back to them kissing, and then the episode just ends right there. Now, I honestly don't know how I feel about this, cause like, well, spoiler alert, I'm just gonna start off with this. In the next episode preview, it looks like Jack is traveling alone once again and stuff like that. And he's pretty much traveling kind of similar to where they were traveling in this episode and stuff like that, but there were lots of like broken robots and stuff like that going on. I'm sure that he said he's been there before, so I'm sure that there was something back in the earlier seasons, and I think I know what it is, but I'm not gonna say it just now. I might wait till the next review or whatever. Well, I'm just gonna predict it right. Well, I don't know. I know lots of other people predicted this too and whatnot, but I'm pretty sure he's gonna meet the Guardian in the next episode and stuff like that. But the main thing about that preview was we didn't see Ashi in that preview, so I'm thinking that either something early on in the next episode happens to her and they pretty much get split up, or this ending in this episode was probably a fake in some way. Cause I don't know, like it was like a pretty cliffhanger ending, and I don't really I don't think we've had like a cliffhanger ending, at least like this season so far, like something like this and whatnot. Like just the way it was executed, in my opinion, just didn't seem completely right to me. Um, Cause like pretty much, they're just standing there huffing and puffing for like a little while, and they pretty much like just straight up cuts to them kissing and stuff like that, and then that's pretty much where the episode ended. But I feel like there's gotta be something more to it. Like I don't think it would just like officially end like that. Like I feel like in the next episode, it might be like either like Jack's dream or like something else happens or whatnot. Now I'm not saying that it's a bad ending by any means. I'm just saying like it just seems kind of unexpected, and I feel like I'm just theorizing that there's something more to this and stuff like that. Um, I don't know. Like some people were kind of predicting that they were gonna be a couple and whatnot. I wasn't really getting into that because I just felt like Jack wasn't really about that life, and he kind of wasn't, at least for the beginning of this episode and stuff like that. I didn't think Jack would like, you know, go through with that kind of thing. Like I thought it was just gonna be a mentor and daughter. I mean, not mentor and daughter. What a mentor and student kind of thing, you know. And especially since this season is like so short. Like we're on episode 8 already, and they're, like kind of, getting closer and whatnot in their relationship and stuff like that. But in like well, yeah, 2 episodes, it's pretty much over. Jack's gonna have to be back in the past, and I don't think the past really includes Ashi and them and stuff like that. Um, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I didn't think it was gonna happen, because like by the time they probably do, get to that point in their relationship, it's probably gonna be too late, and they're probably gonna have to have like some sort of long distance relationship or whatever. Like I just didn't feel like it was gonna happen. But I guess it technically happened now. Um, but who knows? I guess we're just gonna have to wait for the next episode to see if it's all true or not, or if it's just like something fake and whatnot. Um, but I thought it was a pretty good episode. If it wasn't for that bombshell ending, I probably wouldn't have, given it too much of a second thought. I mean, this episode was good, but I don't know, it was more like a character development kind of episode, not too much going on in the first half until the second half, really picks up and stuff like that. And then that ending, obviously, I'm sure almost everyone, especially the shippers and whatnot, are pretty much having like a field day with this episode, freaking out and stuff like that. And it's good for them. I don't mind it at all. I just wasn't expecting it is all, but I'm glad it technically happened. I mean, I'm still gonna be skeptical and see what happens next. To see if it's actually true or not. But tell me what you guys thought of this episode. Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? What did you guys think of the ending? When that whole thing happened, what did you guys think about that? How are your feelings on it and such? Do you think that some stuff could have been explored upon even more? Do you think that there could have been less scenes in this episode, like less things they shouldn't have included or whatnot? And yeah, that's pretty much it for this review, guys. Until the next one, Silver Sun is out.